Now on Sunrise, uncertainty for more than 40 million Americans. Two judges weigh in, followed by the president when it comes to keeping food benefits flowing. How neighbors and businesses are showing solidarity with those struggling to put food on the table. Plus, we hear from the local district attorney how his office and the city of Portland plan to reinforce the city's camping ban. Your news starts now. Good morning, and thanks for getting up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Libby Dowsett. We will get to your headlines in just a minute. But first, let's check in with Corey Johnson for a first look at our Saturday forecast.
Hey, Libby, we are monitoring some widespread rain for us at this hour. This is a look at satellite and radar. You can see the heaviest of those downpours sitting near the coast around Tillamook and Astoria. We do have the potential for thunderstorms to pop off near the coast this morning. And then again, scattered rain across much of our area. And that's going to continue until we get to about noon. Taking a look at your temperatures right now, sitting a little bit cooler this morning, 44 in Pendleton, 29 for us in Baker City, 42 in Yakima, 52 in Portland, and then high 50s near 60s near the coast. So look at our Rose City camera, a cloudy start to our morning, 52 degrees for us there. Our Salem sky camera, a few droplets out on the camera as that rain begins to pick up, 61 for us in the state capital. And then in the Dalles right now, a little bit of gusty wind. So taking a look at Futurecast, what we can expect as we get throughout much of the morning, that rain going to be pretty widespread until we get to around noon, and then it does break up for us. But taking a look at your temperatures throughout much of the day, 59 by the time we hit noon, the cloud cover still overhead, and that sticks with us into the evening hours. We'll top out at around 61 degrees today, Libby, but we'll time out more of the rain coming up in just a bit.
All right. Thank you, Corey. We begin this half hour with the government shutdown and a cut in SNAP benefits for some 40 million people across the nation. Friday, two federal judges ruled the Trump administration must use contingency or emergency funds to keep benefits going into November. However, there's uncertainty whether that will happen. President Trump weighed in on social media last night, saying the government will, in fact, comply if it gets more, quote, clarity from the court. He also indicated states would be slow in distributing those funds. And some 750,000 Oregonians receive monthly SNAP benefits distributed between the 1st and 9th of the month. And right now, it's still unclear when those funds could be renewed, and is prompting lots of people to speak up and help out. Alma McCarty has more.
Every Friday for months.
We are determined because we are so angry.
A couple dozen protesters, mainly seniors, line a busy street in Beaverton, sounding off with flags and signs.
Well, somebody's got to do it. We're seeing a lot of support, and I think it's just because people are starting to freak out.
Their latest concern, the suspension of SNAP benefits.
757,000 Oregonians are going to lose their food stamps if this happens.
Despite orders from two federal judges compelling the federal government to use emergency reserve money to fund the program, some say any lapse in benefits is too long.
It's going to take a while to load everyone's cards because they never thought this would happen, so the SNAP cards have not been preloaded yet. So it may take a week or two. So people are going to be without stuff for a couple of weeks.
It is a lifeline, sure.
Linda Duran Mills recalls when that was the case for her.
When I was in my 20s and I had kids, I was on SNAP for a little bit, and I had WIC for like less than a year. There was no way for me to pay for my rent and babysitting and food on what I was making.
All week, community members and businesses have joined area food banks, providing extra food, offering free meals, raising money, and more, all to help feed those set to lose their SNAP benefits November 1st.
A lot of things I can't control, but I can go grocery shopping for families.
We're all closer to poverty than we're not. And so I think this is something where, yeah, it's important to come together and to support people who are struggling, and SNAP is a big part of that.
The state says any unused benefits left on EBT cards from October, for example, will still remain available for clients. A growing list of businesses have stepped up to donate, fundraise, and hand out free meals. For more information, we've made it easy. Text the word SNAP to 503-226-5088 and we'll text you back with that list. A decision about whether the president can deploy National Guard troops to Portland is once again in the hands of a federal judge. Friday, both the state of Oregon and the Trump administration made their closing arguments after a high-stakes 3-day trial. The state is seeking an injunction permanently barring troop deployment. The question Judge Karen Immigat will have to answer: does President Trump have the authority, given the law, the facts, and the evidence, to send troops to protect federal facilities?
The fundamental argument is that this is an excess of presidential power.
Though lawyers for the federal government say it's anything but, and the president must be given wide deference. The judge says she plans to rule before the end of the day tomorrow, when her temporary order blocking troops is set to expire. The Portland Trailblazers head coach, Chauncey Billups, is set to appear in federal court in New York on Thursday as he faces criminal charges. Now he has a new lawyer. It is Mark Mukasey, a prominent defense attorney who previously represented Donald Trump. Billups is charged with wire fraud conspiracy and money laundering conspiracy. He is accused of playing in rigged poker games that were organized by the mafia. These are allegations Billups denies. In a second indictment, prosecutors allege someone matching the playing and coaching history of Billups told someone about the Blazers' plan to rest players and, quote, tank a game for a better draft pick in 2023, ultimately helping gamblers rake in a profit. Billups is not charged in that case. Turning to our homeless crisis, we are hearing from the Multnomah County District Attorney after Portland's mayor announced the city plans to resume enforcement of its camping ban beginning today. The city says officers will first use education and outreach to enforce the ban. However, if citations are issued or arrests are made, the case would end up with the DA.
What's going to happen initially is they're going to do citations under this time, place, manner, and those citations will require them to come to court. Our office will review that, and then from there we're going to look for every opportunity to dismiss or get rid of that case as long as that person is making efforts and we are connecting them with shelter, getting them off the streets.
Police say at the direction of the mayor, their focus will be education and then citations, not arrests. Though if people are jailed for violations, the most they would face would be a week behind bars plus a $100 fine. The city of Portland continues to open overnight shelters while at the same time installing barriers to prevent homeless camps from popping up in neighborhoods. Blair Best takes a look at how much it's costing and if it's working.
Off Southeast 57th and Powell Boulevard is another Portland tactic for addressing homelessness.
I thought it was ridiculous.
This fence and these concrete blocks were installed over the past 18 months by the city's Public Environment Management Office.
Where the fencing is now was parking spaces.
A city spokesperson tells KGW the fence and concrete is meant to harden the space and deter homeless people from setting up camp.
It actually didn't. They moved them around and camped in there.
Neighbors like Lois say it's far from a solution.
It's not good for anybody.
They've done a lot of things. They put up rocks, then they remove the rocks, they put up the concrete blocks.
A project that cost around $23,000, taxpayer money approved in this year's budget.
Using tax dollars for methods that don't actually solve a problem is pretty problematic.
It does nothing, as you can see, does nothing to stop them.
Just to keep us out, and then we don't have no place to go.
This man,
I've been out here a few years,
sleeps in a tent next to the fence.
I don't know, I think it's pretty lame. Waste of time, waste of money.
His dog, he says, prevents him from staying in a shelter. The city continues to clear camps like his.
Yeah, I've had to move a whole bunch of times.
So far this year, crews have removed tents from this section of Southeast Powell 9 times.
It's hard to see, members of a community be moved, displaced every day. It's like a small community. I mean, everybody's like living very kind with each other.
That's not the case for those in this neighborhood.
I'll make complaint after complaint after complaint.
Homeless camps are making life harder for people on the other end of Powell Boulevard, closer to I-205, despite neighborhood efforts to deter them.
Yes, I'm moving because of the homeless camps.
This woman wanted to remain anonymous.
Far from Portland, actually. I'm moving out of the city.
For 3 years, she and her family lived on Southeast 80th and Rhine.
Oh my God, it's affecting my life so bad. I mean, from my kids can't come outside to play because there is needles everywhere. There's foil everywhere. They're scared because the people look scary. I can't wait for my kids to play and just thrive in a neighborhood.
What we need to do is find a place to put these people that are in tents.
Robert knows what it's like to be the one in the tent.
It's a nightmare. It's disheartening and really hard to even try and get better.
Those with the city's camp removal program continue to assess that area. Records show they've checked it more than 70 times this year. Crews have noted a significant decrease in people living in vehicles in that area.